1. Spider silk is the strongest natural material, even surpassing steel, in strength and toughness. 2. Chess has more possible positions than atoms in the observable universe. 3. Expiration dates on water bottles refer to the plastic, which can degrade over time, not the water itself. 4. The largest swimming pool in the world is located in Chile. It spans 1 kilometer from one end to the other and holds 250 million liters of seawater. 5. Did you know that Basenji dogs are unable to bark? This peculiarity sets them apart from other dog breeds and makes them especially interesting. 6. The probability of finding a blue lobster is 1 in 2 million due to a genetic anomaly. 7. In Morocco, due to the scarcity of food on the ground, goats are known to climb argan trees in search of food. 8. The actors who played Mickey and Minnie got married in real life. 9. There is a unique transparent flower in the world called the skeleton flower, found in Japan, China, and the USA. 10. It is not possible to fold a square piece of paper in half more than 7 times. 11. In the original script of Back to the Future, the time machine was not a DeLorean, but a refrigerator. 12. The human body contains about 37 liters of water, making up about 60% of our body weight. 13. Bhutan is the only country that uses gross national happiness as a measure of success, prioritizing the well-being of its population over economic growth. 14. Wild dolphins communicate using special whistles. Research suggests these sounds help them recognize each other and respond when they hear the whistles of other dolphins. 15. Did you know that the thumb on any hand is the same length as the nose of that same body? 16. India withdrew from the 1950 World Cup because they were not allowed to play barefoot. 17. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from France to the USA, designed by Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi and built by Gustave Eiffel. 18. The oldest restaurant in the world was founded in 1725. Its name is Casa Botin, and it's in Madrid, Spain. In 1 hour, you can experience centuries of culinary history in this place. 19. The only underwater museum in the world is in Lanzarote and is known as the Atlantic Museum. 20. The famous game Monopoly was created by an anti-capitalist to critique capitalism. 21. The famous Hollywood sign originally read Hollywoodland. 22. In the Tokyo subway, there are people called pushers who earn $1,500 a month. Their job is to help people get into crowded trains. 23. Kakaratul, the rare and tiny mole photographed in the Australian desert, is currently very little known. 24. Apples are made up of about 25% air, which is why they can float in water. 25. Cats sleep more than 70% of their lives. 26. Chimpanzees also suffer from fits of laughter, demonstrating surprising similarities to humans in their expression of emotions. 27. Although the centipede is named for its supposed 100 legs, it actually has about 30. 28. When two people are in love, their heartbeats synchronize, especially during significant moments like a wedding. 29. Sudan, in the Nubian region, has the highest concentration of pyramids in the world, with a total of 255, surpassing countries like Egypt and Mexico. 30. The Sahara Desert was a tropical rainforest 6,000 years ago. 31. Einstein was not a good student and had difficulty speaking at age 9, which led his parents to worry about his development. 32. Barbie and Ken were named after the children of creator Ruth Handler, who were named Barbara and Kenneth, respectively. 33. Red Bull was sued for false advertising for its claim that the drink gives you wings and had to pay $13 million. 34. Nintendo and Universal built Super Nintendo World, a theme park in Japan inspired by Mario Brotherhood, featuring attractions like Mario Kart, Koopas, and Yoshi Adventure. 35. The first 10 minutes of a first date can be a facade, as we try to make a good impression. 36. 16% of women are born blonde, but 33% of women are blonde at some point in their lives. 37. The letter J is the only letter not present in the periodic table of chemical elements. 38. A person blinks approximately 25,000 times a week. 39. The elephant is the only animal with 4 knees, highlighting its unique anatomy in the animal kingdom. 40. Shakespeare's daughter was illiterate, a surprising revelation about the family of the famous playwright. 41. Donald Duck cartoons were banned in Finland because the character did not wear pants. 42. The most common name in the world is Muhammad. 43. Did you know that in Switzerland, it is illegal to have just one guinea pig because it is considered animal cruelty, as they are social beings and can feel lonely? 44. Anti-cheating hats. The method proposed by a teacher in the Philippines to prevent exam copying is something curious that has gone viral after being made from cardboard, clothing, and even egg cartons. 45. The atoms that make up our bodies are over 13.7 billion years old, having formed during the Big Bang. 46. Salvador Dali designed the Chupa Chups logo in 1969, being a well-known surrealist artist. 47. Coca-Cola cannot be purchased in only 2 countries in the world, North Korea and Cuba. 48. The blue color of Facebook was chosen because of Mark Zuckerberg's color blindness, as this color is one he sees best. 49. Al Pacino's face was the first logo of Facebook until it was changed in 2007. 50. A cloud weighs on average 1 billion tons, equivalent to about 10,000 tanker trucks. If you like these facts, we invite you to like the video and subscribe. Let's continue. 51. Carrots used to be purple, but from the 16th century onward, they were deliberately bred to change their color to orange. 52. Losing your pinky finger could mean a loss of 50% of the strength in your arm, which is a surprising but significant fact. 53. It is impossible to sneeze with your eyes open. No matter how hard you try, your body won't allow it. 54. Crows and bees have the ability to recognize human faces, showcasing their intelligence and cognitive abilities. 55. Russia is larger in size than Pluto, highlighting the vastness of its territory. 56. Chewing gum while cutting an onion can prevent tears, a technique worth trying. 57. Did you know that Hamburg is known for having the most bridges in a city, with a total of 2,302 bridges, making it a unique place? 58. A healthy human eye can differentiate up to 10 million distinct colors. Only 12% of the world's population possesses this incredible visual ability. 59. Honey is a unique food that does not spoil, remaining fresh forever due to its high sugar content and low water amount. 60. France is the most popular tourist destination in the world, with an astonishing approximately 89 million visitors a year. 61. The lower eyelid has about 80 eyelashes, which play an important role in protecting the eyes. 62. Parrots can talk because they have an organ called a syrinx, which allows them to produce a wide range of sounds. 63. The human body releases enough heat in 30 minutes to boil almost half a liter of water, demonstrating the efficiency of our system. 64. Bats are valuable to U.S. agriculture, as by eating pest insects, they save the industry more than $3.7 billion a year. 65. Jellyfish have existed for 650 million years, making them one of the oldest species to inhabit the Earth. 66. Hummingbirds flap their wings very fast, about 53 times per second. Additionally, they can fly backward, thanks to the way they move their wings in circles. 67. Horses use facial expressions as a means of communication with each other, demonstrating a sophisticated form of social interaction. 68. San Marino, founded in the year 301, is considered the oldest country in the world. 69. Baku is the largest city located below sea level, situated 28 meters below sea level. 70. Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world, surpassed only by Chinese in terms of native speakers. 71. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall of China is not visible from space to the naked eye without the aid of a telescope or other magnifying devices. 72. Did you know that astronaut Neil Armstrong wanted to take a football to the moon, but NASA did not allow it? 73. Australia is not only the widest continent on Earth, but it is also wider than the moon, with a diameter of nearly 4,000 kilometers, compared to the moon's 3,400 kilometers. 74. The sun releases more energy in 1 second than all the energy consumed by humanity since its beginning. 75. Did you know that Napoleon Bonaparte calculated that the stones from the pyramids of Egypt would be enough to build a wall around France? This fact is a widely known urban legend. 76. Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania is the highest mountain in Africa and the tallest inactive volcano in the world. 77. CDs were designed to hold 72 minutes of music, coinciding with the duration of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. 78. Human teeth cannot heal themselves as they are covered in enamel, which is not living tissue. Additionally, human teeth are almost as hard as diamonds. 79. Nutmeg contains certain compounds that can affect the mind when consumed in significant amounts. 80. Ketchup was once sold as medicine to treat indigestion in 1834, demonstrating its unconventional early uses. 81. Did you know that the moon experiences lunar earthquakes due to tidal stresses related to its distance from the Earth? 82. According to a Stanford study, the true probability of winning a coin toss is not 50-50, but more like 51-49, favoring the side that was facing up when it was tossed. 83. In Antarctica, Lake Vostok, beneath the ice sheet, has been isolated for millions of years and may harbor unique forms of life. 84. Of the 206 bones in the adult human body, 52 are found in the feet, illustrating the complexity and importance of this part of the body. 85. Women blink twice as often as men on average, showing an interesting biological difference. 86. McDonald's initially sold hot dogs in 1937, before shifting its menu to hamburgers around 1950, reflecting the evolution of the fast food chain. 87. Anthony Hopkins never blinks throughout the entire 1991 film, The Silence of the Lambs, highlighting his acting skill and the intensity of his performance. 88. Thomas Edison was afraid of the dark, which motivated him to invent the light bulb in 1879, demonstrating how personal fears can inspire great innovations. 89. Ants never sleep because they primarily live underground and do not follow a regular day-night cycle. 90. Nails grow at an average rate of about 3.47 millimeters per month, showing consistent but gradual growth. 91. The speed of saliva in a sneeze can reach between 110 and 160 kilometers per hour, illustrating the force of this reflex. 92. From space at the International Space Station, you can witness 15 sunrises and 15 sunsets each day. A stunning view from an orbital perspective. 93. It is estimated that diamonds rain down on Jupiter and Saturn at a rate of about 10 million tons per year, revealing the unique composition of their atmospheres. 94. Contrary to its name, the white rhinoceros is not white, but gray, which may surprise some. 95. Daily we lose between 35 and 100 hairs from our scalp as part of the hair growth and shedding cycle. 96. Although the size of our eyes remains the same from birth, our nose and ears continue to grow throughout life. 97. Did you know that Einstein's theory of relativity suggests that time passes more slowly near massive objects, known as time dilation? 98. A single piece of bone can support up to 9 tons of weight, demonstrating the incredible strength of bone tissue. 99. More than 90% of airplane accidents have survivors, highlighting the effectiveness of safety measures and technology in modern aviation. 100. Hedgehogs can have between 5,000 and 7,000 quills on their bodies, providing effective protection against predators. 101. It is estimated that we have an average of 1,400 dreams per year, indicating frequent dream activity during the sleep cycle. 102. In the Middle Ages, sugar was considered a luxury item, reflecting its rarity and value during that historical period. 103. Anteaters consume about 15,000 ants daily, ensuring they satisfy their appetite. 104. Globally, there are more chickens than people, which is quite surprising considering the human population. 105. According to updated data, Mount Everest is continuously growing, increasing by a few millimeters each year due to tectonic activity between the Indian and Eurasian plates. 106. The shark is capable of winking both eyes, making it the only fish with this unique ability. 107. A strange metal monolith was found in the Utah desert in 2020 and later removed, leading to various theories about its origin. 108. The sailfish is the fastest fish, capable of reaching speeds of up to 110 kilometers per h over short distances. 109. Indonesia has the largest number of active volcanoes in the world. 110. Whales can sleep while swimming slowly, allowing them to rest while still moving. 111. The giant fruit bat, native to the Philippines, is the largest in the world, with a wingspan of up to 5 feet. 112. The tongue of a blue whale weighs as much as an adult elephant. 113. Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, is built on 14 interconnected islands by more than 50 bridges. 114. Seahorses are unique among marine species because the males give birth and care for the young. 115. Human DNA shares 60% similarity with banana DNA, 80% with mice, and 96% with chimpanzees. 116. In Bangladesh, Taiwan, and Egypt, the act of cheating on an exam can result in serious penalties, demonstrating the strictness of the consequences. 117. Giraffes are animals that do not make sounds, distinguishing them from many other species in the animal kingdom. 118. The Lonomia obliqua caterpillar, despite its cute appearance, is one of the most venomous species in the world. 119. The saguaro cactus in the Sonoran Desert grows extremely slowly, less than 1 meter in 20 years, but can live up to 200 years and reach heights of 20 meters. 120. Did you know that sound travels faster in water than in air? In fact, its speed in water is about 4 times greater than in air. 121. The Amazon River is the longest and most voluminous in the world, being so wide in some places that you cannot see the opposite shore from the other bank. 122. There is a little-known word, ultra-crepidarian, which describes someone who gives opinions on subjects they know nothing about, according to the Royal Spanish Academy. 123. The chameleon can move its eyes independently, providing it with excellent panoramic vision. 124. The Eiffel Tower is nearly 15 centimeters taller in the summer due to the thermal expansion of iron. 125. The Pontiac GS was the first prototype of a transparent car in history. manufactured by General Motors in 1939. 126. Venus is the only planet that rotates counterclockwise on its axis, although it orbits the Sun every 225 Earth days. 127. Unlike many national anthems, the Spanish anthem, the Marcha Real, has no official lyrics, making it one of the few in the world in this situation. 128. Hangzhou Cave in Vietnam is the largest cave in the world, with gigantic dimensions. 129. The famous stone heads of Easter Island have complete bodies, as discovered in 2010, when archaeologists found full figures up to 10 meters tall. 130. M&Ms are named after the entrepreneurs who created them, Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray. Although their relationship was not the best, as Mars eventually acquired Murray's stake in the business. 131. The company WhatsApp has a team of only 55 employees, mostly maintaining the original team after being acquired by Facebook. 132. Fison's Island changes nationality every 6 months, sharing sovereignty between Spain and France, being Spanish from February to July, and French for the rest of the year. 133. It is estimated that 80% of a baby's cognitive abilities come from their maternal heritage, highlighting the maternal influence on intellectual development. 134. To produce 1 kilogram of honey, the work of 2,500 bees is needed, which means 200,000 flights, covering at least 8,000 kilometers, and visiting approximately 1.4 million flowers. 135. It takes 200 liters of water to produce 1 liter of Coca-Cola, revealing the high resource consumption in the production of this beverage. 136. The eyes make more movements than the legs, moving approximately 100,000 times a day, equivalent to walking 80 kilometers daily. 137. Record auction. A copy of the first Superman comic was sold for $6 million this year. 138. Tigers have unique stripes on their skin, just as humans have unique fingerprints. 139. Did you know that the University of Oxford is older than the Aztec culture, with records of its teaching dating back to 1096? 140. Ants can carry objects that are up to 50 times their own weight, due to the relative strength of their muscles. 141. The Nordstern Hotel in the Swiss Alps offers a unique experience by allowing guests to sleep under the stars at 1,900 meters high. 142. Humans can distinguish over 1 trillion different odors, illustrating the incredible olfactory capacity of the species. 143. Meryl Streep is the actress with the most nominations in Academy history, having won 3 times. 144. A mole can dig a tunnel 100 meters long in a single night, demonstrating its efficiency as a digger. 145. Mount St. Helens, located in Washington, is considered the youngest glacier in the world due to its recent formation. 146. Antarctica holds approximately 70% of the Earth's fresh water, highlighting its importance as a resource reserve. 147. A flea can jump 18 centimeters vertically and 33 centimeters horizontally, showcasing its incredible jumping ability relative to its size. 148. Avocados are considered fruits, not vegetables. Technically, they are single-seed berries. 149. Starfish do not have a centralized brain, but rather a nervous system distributed throughout their bodies. 150. The longest book in the world is In Search of Lost Time by Marcel Proust, with approximately 9,609,000 characters in its complete French version. These are the first 50 facts. If you're enjoying the video, subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. 151. The sound of the sea and seashells is due to the surrounding noise resonating within them because of their hollow shape. In reality, what we hear is the flow of air inside the shell, and the same would happen with an empty glass. 152. Baby rabbits are called kittens. 153. The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland, chosen for its association with chivalry, purity, and innocence in Celtic mythology. 154. The first flight of an airplane took place on December 17, 1903, by the Wright brothers in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. 155. The arts used to be an Olympic sport until around 1950, with events awarding medals in music, painting, sculpture, and architecture. 156. The chef's hat has 100 folds, symbolizing the 100 ways to cook an egg. 157. In 2014, a Tinder match was recorded in Antarctica between two researchers in remote locations, one at McMurdo Station and the other camping 45 minutes away by helicopter. 158. The letter Q is the only letter that doesn't appear in the name of any U.S. state. 159. The quietest place in the world, known as an anechoic chamber, is located on Microsoft's campus in Redmond, Seattle. 160. Astolat Castle, the most expensive dollhouse, is worth $85 million, with 29 furnished rooms and 10,000 miniatures. 161. There is a fruit called black sapoto that tastes like chocolate pudding and is grown in Central and South America. 162. According to a random study conducted in 1995, pigeons have the ability to distinguish between Picasso and Monet. 163. The last letter added to the English alphabet was J in 1524. 164. The longest walkable journey in the world is 22,387 kilometers, starting in Russia and ending in South Africa. 165. All the pandas in the world, except 3, are owned by China, as the Chinese government sent specimens to other countries as loans to increase their population and protect the species. 166. An ostrich's eye is larger than its brain. 167. The Vatican City is the smallest country in the world. 168. Japan has over 200 flavors of Kit Kat. 169. Flamingos bend their legs at the ankle, not the knee. 170. The sound of thunder is caused by the rapid heating and cooling of the air around a lightning bolt, creating a shock wave perceived as thunder. 171. The first email ever sent contained the letters Quartuyo, which are the letters from the first row of the keyboard. 172. On Uranus, the seasons last 21 years due to its tilt. 173. Gucci holds a Guinness World Record for selling the most expensive jeans, priced at $3,314. 174. Not everyone knows that HTC was the pioneering company that, along with Samsung, took the risk of launching the first app to market. Google Maps navigation and the popular game Angry Birds were spearheads in this life-changing advancement. 175. The Mariana Trench, the deepest point in the ocean, is nearly 11 kilometers below sea level. 176. China has the most internet users in the world, reaching 1,092,000,000 in 2023. 177. The city where mouse hunting is banned is Cleveland, Ohio, USA. 178. The Hawaiian alphabet consists of 12 letters, 5 vowels, O, A, U, I, O, U, and 7 consonants, H, K, L, M, N, P, W. 179. Clicking 10 million times with a mouse burns 1 calorie. 180. A drop of oil can contaminate 25 liters of water. 181st. Dugongs, similar to manatees, are aquatic mammals. They became extinct in China in 2008, and since then, no dugongs have been recorded along the country's coasts. Additionally, according to legend, these animals inspired myths about the origin of mermaids. 182. Fireflies produce their own light through bioluminescence to attract potential mates during mating. 183. The first mobile phone in the world weighed 800 grams. It was the Motorola Dynatac 8000X. 184. Did you know that the most commonly used password in the world is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 185. Moriah is the largest mirror-covered building in the world, located in the Saudi Arabian desert. It is a cultural center with stunning architecture that appears invisible in the Alula desert landscape. 186. The first product sold on the internet was a pizza from Pizza Hut. 187. Koalas can live their entire lives without drinking water. They also have fingerprints almost identical to humans, which has caused confusion at crime scenes. 188. A person can go a month without food, but only 7 days without drinking water. 189. The first emoji used was a happy face, created by computer scientist Scott Fahlman in 1982. 190. It takes 140 liters of water to grow the coffee beans for 1 cup. 191. Plants grow faster when exposed to music. 192. Panda bears can spend up to 12 hours a day eating. 193. A snail can sleep for up to 3 years. A regular nap lasts about a week. 194. The Great Barrier Reef in Australia is the largest living organism in the world and is visible from space. 195. Did you know that a pineapple plant takes 2 years to produce its fruit? 196. The Atacama Desert in Chile is the driest place on Earth, even drier than the Sahara. 197. There are more than 10,000 types of tomatoes in the world. 198. The Earth contains about 525 million cubic kilometers of water. 199. Jack Nicholson is the actor with the most nominations in Academy history, with 12. 200. Reindeer eyes turn blue in winter to help them see better in low light. 201. Animals with fast metabolism like flies and hummingbirds perceive time faster, while those with slow metabolism like turtles and whales perceive it slower. 202. Dogs' sense of smell is about 100,000 times stronger than that of humans, but they only have 1/6 of our taste buds. 203. Polar bears have black skin, and their hairs are hollow. They have a thick layer of body fat that keeps them warm while swimming, and a double-layered coat that protects them from the air. Arctic cold. 204. Russia occupies the equivalent of 10% of the Earth's surface, with 17,980,250 kilometers. 205. Mongolia, whose capital is Ulaanbaatar, is the sovereign country with the lowest population density. It has 3,112,800 inhabitants, having an average of less than 2 inhabitants per square kilometer. 206. Dolphins sleep with one eye open and the other closed. 207. The bombardier beetle can launch a high-temperature chemical spray from its abdomen. As a defense, 208 male gentoo penguins propose to females by giving them a pebble. 209. Frogfish have no teeth and must swallow prey to feed. 210. An electric eel can produce enough electricity to light up to 10 electric light bulbs. 211. Did you know that the warmer climate causes more female turtles to be born than males? 212 Bolivia has the record for being the flattest country on planet Earth. 213. Within 4 billion years, our galaxy will collide with the Andromeda Galaxy. 214. The peregrine falcon is the fastest bird in the world, especially reaching high speeds when it is in a dive in search of prey. 215 oysters can change gender depending on which one is suitable for mating. 216. The cheetah is the fastest land animal, reaching speeds of up to 113 kilometers per h in short races. 217 sea sponges were recognized as animals in 1825. 218 humans fish approximately 100 million of sharks per year. 219. The human body has the same amount of beauty as chimpanzees. 220. In South Korea, there is the Purple Island, where everything revolves around the color violet, attracting many tourists due to its unique theme. 221. Slow lorises are a species of poisonous mammal that has a special gland on its arms that produces a toxin activated by saliva used as a defense against predators. 222. Crabs are marine species that have teeth in their stomach. 223. Alaska used to be part of Russia before it was sold to the United States for just over $7 million at the time. It is now a key territory for the extraction of natural resources. 224. France's longest land border is in Brazil, with an extension of 673 kilometers, thanks to French Guiana. 225. La Rinconada. It is the highest city in the world, located in the Andes, at more than 5,100 m high. 226. Did you know that Japan has 14,125 islands? 227 reindeer perform a walking spiral as a defense tactic against predators, making it difficult to attack a single one of them. And more. It is likely that the predator will be hurt in the middle of the stampede. 228. The first man to circumnavigate the world was the Spanish navigator Juan Sebastián del Cano in September 1522. 229. Spain is the country with the highest number of bars per inhabitant. 230. The octobajo is the largest double bass in the world, capable of emitting bass and deep sounds, although playing it without assistance is difficult due to its height of 4 m. 231. In 2016, Luke Ians made history by jumping without a parachute from 1,600 m and landing on a 30 by 30 m net in California, achieving a world record. 232. In the Sahara Desert, it has snowed as it did in 2018, although it is not common, and the snow usually melts quickly. 233. Machu Picchu is built earthquake-proof using an engineering technique called ashlar. 234. Approximately a third of the games purchased on Steam are never played. 235. Japan's national anthem, known as Kimigayo, is the oldest and shortest in the world, made up of just 5 lines of text. 236. The last time a pure gold medal was awarded at the Olympic Games was in 1912. The current medals are not 100% pure gold. 237. In 2001, Google Images was created due to the great demand of people looking for images of the green dress that Jennifer Lopez had worn at the 2000 Grammy Awards. 238. The entire amount of gold extracted to date would be enough to fill only 3.5 Olympic swimming pools. 239. The song of the sperm whale stands out as the most powerful sound in nature, reaching levels of up to 233 decibels. 240. The Merrick Garden in Dubai stands out as one of the flower gardens largest in the world, housing more than 500,000 flowers. 241. The version of Excel 97 included a secret and airplane simulation game, was hidden in its code. 242. The film Matrix achieved a milestone by becoming the first to sell 1 million copies in DVD format. 243. Did you know that in Japan, manhole covers become works of art? Hundreds of municipalities have decorated them to beautify their public spaces. 244. In 1826, Nippur Niepce captured the first photograph in history from the balcony of his house in France. 245. Plasticine had its origin in a product for cleaning wallpaper that was not in demand, but became an essential game. 246. The woodpecker hits the wood up to 16 times per second, exerting a deceleration force with each peck that is 1 times the force of gravity. 247. Did you know that India has the highest percentage of vegetarians, while Russia has the lowest? 248. Leonardo da Vinci spent several years painting the Mona Lisa without considering it ever finished. 249. This is the narrowest street in the world. It is only 31 centimeters wide. It is located in a city in the southwest of Germany and is in the Guinness Book of Records. 250. Minim's Rapid Jai song holds the Guinness record for having the most words in a single, with 1,560 in just over 5 minutes. 251. General Sermon is a giant sequel in Sequoia National Park, California. It is the largest single-trunk tree in the world by volume, and it is more than 2,300 years old. 252. Ants lack sufficient mass to suffer damage from the force of a fall, regardless of height. 253. Still roads built during the Roman Empire are used today. 254. The golden dart frog of Colombia and Panama is the most toxic vertebrate. Its venom can kill 10 adults. 255. Zebras have black and white stripes, possibly as a strategy to avoid insect bites. 256. The Juno space probe traveled for almost 5 years to reach the orbit of Jupiter. 257. Sasai-san, an anime created by Machiko Aba, has been broadcast since 1969 and has more than 7,500 episodes to date. 258. Volkswagen owns a conglomerate of automobile brands that they include Audi, Bentley, Bugatti, Ducati, Lamborghini, and Porsche, among others. 259. In China, there is a solar power plant in the shape of giant pandas. 260. The Pixar team spent 3 years studying the physics of curly hair for its representation in the film Brad. 261. Sweat of hippos is pink and serves as protection against the sun, insects, and germs. 262. In the Netherlands, they built a bridge exclusively for redoors, although in its first 2 years, only 5 squirrels used it. 263. Although flamingos can reach a maximum speed of 35 miles in 60 minutes and are capable of flying, they generally choose to fly at night. 264. The most efficient vehicle in the world is the Eximus 4. This single-seater can travel 10,000 kilometers with the equivalent of the energy obtained with 1 L of gasoline. 265. They built the tallest sandcastle in the world in Denmark. Did you know that it reached more than 20 m in height and almost 5,000 tons of sand? 266. In 2005, Blockbuster had the opportunity to acquire Netflix for only $50 million, but they chose not to do so. 267. Which they have a life expectancy of up to 30 years and spend between 15 and 18 hours a day sleeping due to their slow metabolism. 268. Approximately 80% of animal species on the planet have 6 legs, mainly because most are insects. 69. Nomophobia is the irrational fear of being left without a mobile phone. 270. The first product to use a barcode was a pack of chewing gum in 1974. 271. Although the language is believed to be at least 550,000 years old, many linguists suggest it is much older. Some estimate up to 500,000 years. 272. It is estimated that there are around 10,000 billion ants in the world, which is approximately equivalent to the weight of the entire human population. 273. The island of Kosima in Japan is known as Rubber Island due to its population of wild rabbits. 274. Did you know that Pescoy? It is considered the most expensive aquatic pet in the world due to its rarity and the scarcity of specimens. 275. Cows, sheep, and goats lack upper front teeth. 276. In the 1940s, the banknote with the highest denomination was 100 trillion pengos from Hungary. 277. In Singapore, there is a floating platform capable of holding up to 9,000 people for event. 278. India, Thailand, and China are the countries where people read the most hours during the week. 279. The Microraptor was the smallest dinosaur that existed and weighed less than a Chihuahua dog. 280. Apple's first logo featured an illustration of Isaac Newton sitting under a tree. 281. France became the first country to prohibit supermarkets from throwing away or destroying unsold food. 282. Before The Simpsons, the most successful animated series was The Flintstones. 283. The coldest place on Earth. The Antarctic Plateau, specifically at the Russian Vostok base, is known for recording some of the lowest temperatures on the planet, reaching 89.2 GRC. 284. The oldest operating hotel in the world is located in Japan and is called Nayama Onion Kyun, founded in the year 705. 285. The Rubik's Cube is the best-selling toy in the world, with more than 450 million units sold. Despite its apparent simplicity, the Rubik's Cube has more than 43 trillion possible combinations. 286. Did you know that the paradox of friendship suggests that people tend to have fewer friends than their own friends? 287. Bubble wrap was invented in 1957 and was originally designed as wallpaper. 288. Did you know that the Oscar Award for Best Animated Film was established in 2001, with SEC being the first winner? 289. The most viewed video in the history of YouTube is the children's song, Baby Shark. 290. Papua New Guinea is the most linguistically diverse country, with a total of 832 spoken languages. 291. Dentists recommend keeping your toothbrush at least 2 m from the toilet to avoid contamination. 292. Mario Brothers' mustache was designed to distinguish between the mouth and nose due to pixel limitations on the original Nintendo console. 293. The Cuse Comet in Puebla, Mexico is recognized as the smallest volcano in the world, with approximately 13 m high and a crater diameter of 23 m. It is a point of tourist and scientific interest. 294. The clown cat is the oldest species of cat that still exists, dating back 12 million years. 295. The pyrosomes, known as the unicorn of the sea, is a bioluminescent marine colonial tunicate that can reach between 13 and 18 m in length, filter seedlings, and offer an impressive spectacle in the ocean. 296. The paradoxical frog is an amazing animal that experiences shrinkage while developing. 297. The largest flower in the world is the Rafflesia arnoldi, with a diameter of more than 1 m and a weight of 9 kilograms. 298. The process for making silk cloth was a secret kept by China for more than 3,000 years. 299. The largest diamond in the world is the Cullinan, discovered in South Africa, which weighs more 3,000 carats and is in the possession of British royalty. 300. The first cellular telephone network was established in Japan in 1979. 301. Jericho in SIS Jordan is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, with evidence of human settlement dating back more from 11,000 years ago. 302. Japan has more vending machines per person than any other country. 303. The characteristic smell of old books comes from the decomposition of organic compounds in the paper. 304. Actress Jennifer Lawrence has a tattoo on her hand that says H2O as reminder to drink water. 305. Ledges Sticks, with a duration of 35 days, is considered the longest film in the history of cinema. 306. The longest wedding dress in the world is 3 kilometers long. 307. The Mona Lisa has changed color over time due to the aging of the pigments used in their creation, which means that their current appearance may differ from the original. 308. An interesting fact is that around 170,000 pencils can be made from an average tree. 309. Did you know that Switzerland and the Vatican are the only countries that have square flags? 310. The longest anthem in the world is that of Greece, called Ode to Freedom, which consists of 158 stanzas. And even more interesting is that it is a poem written by Dionysius Solomos. 311. The smallest mammal in the world is the nosebag of kitty pig that measures less than 30 mm. 312. Repeatedly watching your favorite movie can help calm and reduce anxiety. 313. The group Aerosmith made more money from the release of the video game Guitar Hero Aerosmith than from either of their last 2 albums. 314. In Finland, there is a rock called Kumaki that is perfectly balanced on another rock, defying the laws of physics. 315. The Burj Khalifa, located in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, is the tallest building in the world, with a height of 828 m. 316. Did you know that in its first year in 1903, the Gillette brand barely managed to sell 168 razors? 317. Watermelon is the fruit with the highest water content, constituting 92% of its composition. 318. Colossus is the first computer in history created in 1944 by Tommy Flowers in the United Kingdom. On the other hand, the Kenby one is considered the first personal computer launched in 1971. 319. In Copenhagen, Denmark, more than 40% of the population travels to work or school by bicycle. 320. Placing dry tea bags in shoes helps eliminate odors daily. Next, 321. Half of the world's oxygen is produced in the oceans through the photosynthesis of various algae, which is very curious, making them the true lungs of the planet. 322. Did you know that the savanna cat is a mix between the domestic cat and the serval, being the largest cat that can be kept as a pet? 323. The Mexican chirinola, also called the walking cactus, grows horizontally, giving the impression that this plant is at risk due to the decline in its population. 324. The largest pure gold ingot in the world, produced in 2005, weighs 250 kilograms and is on public display at the Toy Gold Museum in Japan. 325. Antarctica is considered a desert due to its low rainfall, which reaches approximately 200 mm on the coast and is even less inland. 326. Pet dogs and cats for 30 minutes strengthens the body and helps reduce stress. 327. The Massener Mountain Museum in Italy, located on the Krumplatz Mountain, was designed by the mountaineer Roald Massener, and the architect Sadiv offers panoramic views and exhibits objects related to climbing. 328 United States banknotes are made of a cloth-like texture rather than conventional paper, as popularly believed, with 75% cotton and 25% linen. 329. The scientific and musical bell, campanologists and experts in this field. They are hired to make and maintain bells in churches. 330. The Jonah complex, or the fear of success, is a real psychological condition in which a person fears reaching their full potential. 331. February, which can have 28 or 29 days, is the only month of the year that may lack a full moon. 332. Mosquitoes locate their victims by tracking the carbon dioxide emitted by people being more active at certain times of the day. 333. China has the same official schedule throughout the country, despite covering 5 uses schedules geographically. 334. Contrary to popular belief, when a cat meows, it is communicating with humans, not with other cats. 335. Russia and Japan have not yet signed a peace treaty after World War II. 336. Robert Downey Jr. has played the same superhero Iron Man in 10 films, setting a record. 337. Elephants can communicate through infrasound that is below the human hearing threshold. 338. Rhinoceros beetles are incredibly strong and can carry up to 1,000 times their own weight. 339. More than 1 million people live underground in Bayan, China, in shelters that are now used as low-cost housing. 340. Kangaroos and emu cannot walk backwards, which is why they appear on the coat of arms of Australia. 341. 90% of all the ice on the planet is found in Antarctica. 342. The largest pearl ever found, valued at approximately $100 million, was discovered by a Filipino fisherman inside a giant clam. He kept it as a lucky charm for 10 years before learning its true value. 343. Most of the world's helium will run out in 2 or 3 decades. 344. It is said that the Michelin stars that reward restaurants emerged as a plan by the Michelin Tire Company to promote tourism and encourage people to travel more. 345. The longest and most uninterrupted train trip possible is from Vietnam to Portugal, with a total distance of more than 18,000 kilometers. 346. Henningsberg, known as Henning CI, is a town in Norway with impressive views towards the mountains and the open sea. Its Henning turf football field lacks conventional stands. 347. Did you know that Mercedes-Benz carried out tests with car without a steering wheel or pedals that were only controlled with a lever or a joystick? 348. There are 22 countries in the world that do not have an army, navy, or air force. 349. The characteristic sound of the whips is due to the fact that the tip travels faster than the speed of the sound, causing a sonic explosion. 350. Despite their hump, camels have straight spines. 351. During the Roman Empire, the city of Rome had a population density greater than that of New York today, a notable curiosity with about 1 million inhabitants. 352. Did you know that New York is the richest city in the world, thanks to its 349,000 millionaires, a figure that has increased nearly 50% in the last decade. 353. An average pencil can draw a continuous line of 56 kilometers before running out. 354. Scott W. is an artist who specifically dedicates himself to creating works with dust and dirt on car windows using only his hands and a paintbrush. 355 ostriches can run at speeds of up to 70 kilometers per h and maintain that speed for longer periods than horses. 356. There is a city in Turkey called Batman. 357. The original 1891 patent for toilet paper shows that the correct side of use is facing outwards, which resolves the dispute over its placement. 358. The restaurant with the most branches in the world is McDonald's, with more than 40,000 locals. 359. One day on Mercury is equivalent to 59 days on Earth. 360. Since 1984, actor Jackie Chan has released 20 music albums and has sung in Cantonese, Mandarin, Japanese, Taiwanese, and English. 361. The fastest plant, the Mimosa pudica, also known as sensitive plant, has the ability to quickly close its leaves in response to touch or other stimuli. This movement occurs in less than a second. 362. Japanese gymnast Shun Fujimoto won a gold medal at the 1976 Olympic Games, despite having a broken knee, and he had not revealed his injury to anyone. 363. During its production, The Lion King was considered a secondary film, since Disney's best animators were working on Pocahontas film at the time. 364. Mauna Kea in Hawaii is taller than Everest if measured from the base to the top, because of its base on the seabed. 365. Did you know that most of the names of countries in the world that begin with the letter A also end with the letter A? The only exceptions are Afghanistan and the Netherlands Antilles. 366. Jupiter is larger than all other planets in the solar system combined. 367. Mexico's full name is the United Mexican States, reflecting its federative structure and rich historical heritage, as well as its cultural diversity. 368. Pigeons' feathers weigh more than their skeletons. 369. Dog collars with beaks were invented in ancient Greece to protect dogs from attacks by wolves and other predators. 370. Despite the classic image, the helmets of the Vikings actually did not have horns. 371. Penguins have special glands that allow them to get rid of excess of salt in their bodies, which allows them to hydrate in some cases with salt water. 372. Did you know that in Thailand, there is an annual festival where thousands of floating lanterns are launched into the night sky? 373. It is more profitable to extract gold from computers to recycle it than to extract it directly from the land. 374. The Incas used ropes with knots, called quipus, to keep their records and accounts. 375. The famous song, Blue Suede Shoes, by Oddities Presley, is actually a cover. The original version was created by the musician, Cor Porkin. 376. The Pacific Ocean received its name thanks to the navigator Ferdinand Magellan, who described it as a place with calm and peaceful waters. In 1520 and 377, Iceland is the only place in the world where there is surprisingly no presence of mosquitoes. 378. According to a study, teams or athletes who wear red are statistically more likely to win than others. 379. The largest butterfly in the world is the Atlas butterfly, with a wingspan of up to 30 centimeters. 380. During an emergency landing, some airplanes have the ability to release all the fuel from the wings to avoid an explosion. 381. There are bioluminescent mushrooms that can produce its own light, such as the genus Mycena, and some species of fungi of the genus Armillaria. 382. The Vuga sturgeon is the largest freshwater fish in the world, weighing more than 2,000 kilograms and reaching almost 8 m in length. It lives in Europe and can live up to 150 years. 383. Red pandas use their fluffy tails as blankets to keep warm while they sleep. 384. In most cases, male chameleons will change color immediately in response to seeing another male, and in this case, when seeing themselves in a mirror. 385. The development of the big game. Auto 5 cost $265 million to produce. 386. Some people are born with an extra hole in the ear, called the preauricular sinus, which scientists believe may be an evolutionary remnant of gills. 387. The hole in the caps of some pens was designed to avoid the risk of suffocation if accidentally swallowed. 388. Sunflowers can absorb radiation and help detoxify the Earth, as observed in the Fukushima area after the nuclear disaster. 389. Did you know that bottles are usually brown or green? It is done to protect the liquid components from the sun's ultraviolet rays that could alter its taste. 390. Jayef Deb is the human with the largest hands on the entire planet. He is known as the real-life Popel. 391. Sharks can live inside underwater volcanoes due to their resistance to heat, as was discovered in a volcano called Kabachi. 392. The largest navigable aqueduct in the world is in Magdeburg, Germany, with a length of 918 m. It is used to connect canals and supports the weight of 24,000 tons of steel and more of 68,000 mce of concrete. 393. The fifth pocket of jeans was originally designed to carry pocket watches in the era when there were no wristwatches. 394. The Marin Tet restaurant in Taiwan serves food in toilets and ice cream with a peculiar presentation, including decorations that imitate bathroom elements such as chairs, plates, and glasses. 395. All the continents together form the silhouette of a chicken, which can be seen as a geographical curiosity. 396. The best-selling product in the world is Coca-Cola, with more than 24 million sales in 200 countries and a daily sale of 2,000 million cans. 397. The amazing octopus, with a transparent head that allows you to see its brain and contorts to imitate other creatures, was captured in the Pacific Ocean, south of the Philippines. 398. Most school buses are yellow because the yellow color is easily detectable for people with vision problems and in adverse weather conditions such as fog or snow. 399. The red-bellied piranha is considered the most aggressive fish on the planet, capable of eating almost any living being or anything else that comes into contact with it. I crossed him in the South American rivers. 400. The most viewed photo in history is the Windows XP wallpaper. Exists in real life and is located in California, United States. 1. The Great Wall of China is the longest structure built by humans, stretching approximately 21,196 kilometers. 2. There are over 7,000 languages spoken worldwide today. 3. Russia is the largest country in the world, covering over 17 million square kilometers. 4. The smallest country is Vatican City, with only 0.44 square kilometers. 5. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain on Earth, reaching 8,848 meters above sea level. 6. The Amazon Basin is the region with the greatest biodiversity on the planet. 7. Canada has the longest coastline of any country, with 202,080 kilometers of shores. 8. The deepest lake in the world is Lake Baikal in Siberia, with a depth of over 1,600 meters. 9. The highest waterfall in the world is Angel Falls in Venezuela, at 979 meters. The Amazon River is the longest and most voluminous river in the world, spanning about 7,062 kilometers. 11th, Japan has the highest life expectancy in the world, averaging 84 years. 12. Antarctica is the coldest and windiest continent, with temperatures dropping to minus 89 degrees Celsius. 13. There are 195 recognized countries in the world. 14. Nepal's flag is the only one that is not rectangular or square. 15. There are no naturally occurring ants in Iceland. 16. In Finland, there is one sauna for every 3 inhabitants. 17. The Eiffel Tower can grow up to 15 centimeters in summer due to thermal expansion. 18. Monaco has the highest population density, with 26,000 people per square kilometer. 19. India is the largest producer of milk in the world. 20% of the world's population lives in the Northern Hemisphere. 21st, South Asia is the most populous region, with over 1.9 billion inhabitants. 22. Greenland is the largest island in the world. 23. China is the most populous country, with over 1.4 billion people. 24. UNESCO recognizes over 1,100 World Heritage Sites. 25. Italy has more UNESCO World Heritage Sites than any other country, with 58 sites. 26. The United States has the largest economy in the world. 27. New Zealand has no native snakes. 28. Libya's flag, a solid green design, was the only flag in the world without symbols for many years. 29. More people live in Asia than in the rest of the world combined. 30. There are more kangaroos than people in Australia. 31st. Lake Titicaca, located between Bolivia and Peru, is the world's highest navigable lake. 32nd. Saudi Arabia has no permanent rivers. 33rd. Brazil has the largest Portuguese-speaking population. 34th. Mexico officially recognizes 68 indigenous languages. 35. Norway was named the happiest country in the world, according to the 2017 World Happiness Report. 36. The highest capital city in the world is La Paz, Bolivia, situated at over 3,600 meters. 37. More than half of the world's population lives in urban areas. 38. New York City has more Irish people than Dublin. 39th. Vatican City is the only country where Latin is the official language. 40. Canada holds over 60% of the world's freshwater lakes. 41. South Korea has some of the fastest internet speeds in the world. 42. Saudi Arabia imports sand despite having vast deserts. 43. In France, it is illegal to name a pig Napoleon. 44. Swiss people consume more chocolate per capita than any other country. 45. Brazil hosts the largest carnival in the world in Rio de Janeiro. 46. China consumes about 45% of the world's cement. 47. Bungee jumping originated in Vanuatu, an island in the South Pacific. 48. The Black Forest in Germany inspired many fairy tales by the Brothers Grimm. 49. In the Netherlands, 25% of the territory is below sea level. 50. The Democratic Republic of Congo has the second largest rainforest in the world. 51st. Tokyo is the most populous urban area in the world, with over 37 million inhabitants. 52. In Switzerland, it is illegal to own just one guinea pig because they need companionship. 53. The United Arab Emirates has 85% of its population composed of expatriates. 54. Thailand is the only Southeast Asian country that was never colonized by Europeans. 55. The Czech Republic consumes more beer per capita than any other country. 56. Norway gifted Vigeland Park to Oslo in 1947, which features over 200 sculptures. 57. Argentina is the largest Spanish-speaking country in terms of geographic size. 58. In Canada, postal workers deliver mail via sled in some areas during winter. 59. In Australia, over 100 horse races are held annually. 60. India has the largest vegetarian population in the world. 61. Chocolate is used in Mexico to prepare traditional dishes like mole. 62. The city of Stockholm in Sweden has a museum dedicated to failures. 63. Finland has more islands than any other country, with approximately 188,000. 64. In Spain, La Tomatina is a popular festival where participants throw tomatoes at each other. 65. It is believed that the Egyptians invented the first solar calendar. 66. North Korea has the only calendar that starts in 1912, the birth year of its founder. 67. Moscow's telephone area code is the same number as the USSR's abbreviation, 7. 68. The Alps stretch across 8 European countries. 69. In Greece, breaking plates at weddings is common to bring good luck. 70. There are more pyramids in Sudan than in Egypt. 71. Hawaii is the only U.S. state that commercially grows coffee. 72. London's weather can change up to 5 times in a single day. 73. In Italy, it is illegal to keep goldfish in round bowls. 74. Australia's Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef system in the world. 75. The Canary Islands are named after dogs, Canariae insulae in Latin, not birds. 76. Japan is the world's largest exporter of automobiles. 77. New Zealand was the first country to grant women the right to vote in 1893. 78. The North Pole has no land, only a floating ice sheet. 79. The official language of Bhutan is Dzongkha. 80. Nepal's flag has 2 triangles, representing the Himalayas. 81. Africa is the second largest continent by size and population. 82. Mongolia has the lowest population density in the world. 83. Turkey is the world's largest producer of hazelnuts. 84. Finland hosts an annual wife-carrying world championship. 85. Jamaica was the first tropical nation to compete in the Winter Olympics. 86. In China, the New Year is celebrated for 15 days. 87. Uganda has one of the youngest populations in the world, with a median age of 15. 88. Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark, not an independent country. 89. In Russia, Victory Day is celebrated on May 9th to honor the end of World War II. 90. In Norway, Russetid is a weeks-long graduation celebration. 91. Canada has 2 official languages, English and French. 92. In Iceland, parents cannot freely choose any name for their children. There is an approved list. 93. In Italy, the legend of La Befana tells of a witch who brings gifts to children on January 6th. 94. French Polynesia consists of over 100 islands. 95. Switzerland celebrates its National Day on August 1st. 96. Argentina has the highest per capita beef consumption in the world. 97. South Africa has 3 official capitals, Pretoria, Cape Town, and Bloemfontein. 98. Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa. 99. The most spoken language in the world is Mandarin Chinese. 100. Paris is known as the City of Lights. 101. The Pacific Ocean is the largest and deepest ocean on the planet. 102. The Iguazu Falls, between Argentina and Brazil, consist of 275 waterfalls. 103. Italy receives over 50 million tourists each year. 104. The United Arab Emirates has a Louvre Museum in Abu Dhabi. 105th. Canada produces about 70% of the world's maple syrup. 106th. Berber languages are over 2,000 years old. 107. Greece has more than 6,000 islands, but only 227 are inhabited. 108. The flag of Mozambique features a firearm, an AK-47. 109. Australia's Great Barrier Reef is visible from space. 110. The Taj Mahal changes color depending on the time of day. 111. The island of Java in Indonesia is the most populated island in the world. 112. Ireland has no native snakes, according to legend, thanks to St. Patrick. 113. The Falkland Islands are known for having more sheep than people. 114. The official language of Brazil is Portuguese. 115th. Madagascar is famous for its diverse endemic flora and fauna. 116. The oldest written language is Sumerian. 117. The Dead Sea is the lowest point on Earth, about 430 meters below sea level. 118. The most popular alcoholic beverage in South Korea is soju. 119th. Finland celebrates National Sleepyhead Day, where the last person to wake up is punished. 120th. The Egyptian pyramids are aligned with the Orion constellation. 121. In Scotland, the unicorn is the national animal. 122nd. Switzerland has 4 official languages: German, French, Italian, and Romansh. 123. The Galapagos Islands inspired Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. 124. Croatia is home to the Dalmatian dog breed. 125. In Japan, geishas are artists trained in various arts. 126. Australia celebrates Rhodes Day annually in New South Wales. 127th. Bran Castle in Romania is known as Dracula's Castle. 128. The equator passes through 13 countries. 129. In Germany, it is common to decorate trees for Easter. 130th. Iceland has no native reptile species. 131st. Denmark is the happiest country in Europe, according to happiness studies. 132. In Nepal, the Yeti is part of local legends. 133. In Southeast Asia, durian is called the king of fruits, but it has a very strong smell. 134th. Mexico celebrates the Day of the Dead, a UNESCO-recognized tradition. 135th. Monaco is the second smallest country in the world after Vatican City. 136. Chile is the largest producer of copper in the world. 137th. Easter Island in Chile is famous for its moai, giant stone statues. 138th. Iran is home to some of the world's oldest civilizations. 139. Japan has the third largest economy in the world. 140. The most spoken language in Africa is Arabic. 141. The Netherlands is famous for its windmills and tulips. 142. Vietnam has a festival dedicated to fireflies in June. 143. In Switzerland, cuckoo clocks and chocolates are commonly seen. 144. People in Denmark ride bicycles more than they use cars. 145. Lake Baikal in Siberia contains 20% of the world's unfrozen freshwater. 146. Afghanistan is known for its high-quality carpets. 147. In Sweden, there is a tradition called fika, which involves coffee with a sweet treat. 148. Tirana, the capital of Albania, has more sunny days than any other European city. 149. Ethiopia has its own calendar, with 13 months in total. 150. It is believed that the Egyptian civilization was the first to use makeup. 151. The Sahara Desert expands approximately 1 kilometer per year. 152. In Japan, square watermelons are grown to save storage space. 153. Stray dogs in Moscow have learned to use the subway to move around the city. 154. France is the country that receives the most tourists in the world. 155. Cows in Switzerland wear bells to make it easier to locate them in the mountains. 156. In Australia, the warm weather allows people to celebrate Christmas on the beach. 150. The United Arab Emirates built an indoor ski slope in the middle of the desert in Dubai. 158. Scotland has more than 900 islands, of which 130 are inhabited. 159. North Korea and Cuba are the only countries without Coca-Cola officially available. 160. Canada has the largest concentration of polar bears in the world. 161. The Louvre Museum in Paris is the most visited art museum in the world. 162. Bolivia has the largest salt flat in the world, the Salar de Uyuni. 163. In New Zealand, the number of sheep exceeds the number of people by a ratio of 6 to 1. 164. In India, the festival of colors called Holi is celebrated. 165. Thailand is known for its floating lantern festival, called Loy Krathong. 166. In Taal Lake, in the Philippines, there is a volcano within a lake, which is on an island in a lake. 167. Kruger National Park in South Africa is one of the largest in the world and home to the Big Five. 168. In Norway, the sun does not set for several weeks during summer, a phenomenon known as the midnight sun. 169. In Switzerland, you can find bomb shelters in almost every home. 170. Nepal is the only country with a flag that is neither square nor rectangular. 171. In Ethiopia, the calendar is approximately 7 years behind the Gregorian calendar. 172. Japan has a tea ceremony, a cultural practice of great importance. 173. In Australia, there is a pink lake called Lake Hillier. 174. The capital of Kazakhstan, Astana, is one of the coldest cities in the world during winter. 175. Singapore has a garden city policy to maintain greenery in the city. 176. The European Alps formed approximately 30 million years ago. 177. In India, cows are considered sacred and are respected in many areas. 178. Greenland has more ice than any other island in the world. 179. The colors of the South African flag represent the unity of its diverse population. 180. In Finland, residents can see the northern lights at certain times of the year. 181. The Yangtze River in China is the longest river in Asia. 182. Flamenco is the national dance of Spain, especially popular in Andalusia. 183. Norway is one of the countries with the highest quality of life in the world. 184. Portugal is famous for its wines, especially port wine. 185. In Bali, Indonesia, temples have their own celebration days, called Odalan. 186. The Sahara spans 11 countries in Africa. 187. Mongolia celebrates Nadam, a festival of traditional sports like wrestling, archery, and horse riding. 188. Iceland is known for its natural hot springs and volcanic landscapes. 189. The native language of Hawaii, Hawaiian, has only 13 letters in its alphabet. 190. The Rocky Mountains stretch from Canada to New Mexico in the United States. 191. Australia has the largest population of wild camels in the world. 192. In Norway, it is possible to drive through underwater tunnels connecting islands. 193. The pyramids of Giza in Egypt are one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, still in existence. 194. Turkey connects 2 continents, Asia and Europe. 195. Tribes isolated from the outside world live in the Amazon. 196. The official language of Bhutan is Dzongkha. 197. In Venezuela, the Catatumbo lightning is an atmospheric phenomenon that occurs up to 260 nights a year. 198. In Brazil, the Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro is one of the new 7 wonders of the world. 199. There are more than 7,000 languages spoken in the world today. 200. Ethiopia is considered one of the birthplaces of humanity, according to fossil findings. 201. South Africa is the world's largest producer of platinum. 202. The Amazon produces 20% of the Earth's oxygen. 203. Iran produces the largest volume of pistachios in the world. 204. Italy is known as the birthplace of pizza, originating in Naples. 205. Russia's boreal forest is the largest forest in the world. 206. The Maldives is the lowest country in the world, with an average height of only 1.5 meters above sea level. 207. In the Atacama Desert in Chile, some areas haven't received rainfall in hundreds of years. 208. In some places in Spain, such as Valencia, they celebrate Las Fallas by burning cardboard and wood figures. 209. Russia has 11 time zones due to its size. 210. Yogurt was invented in Turkey more than 4,500 years ago. 211. Rugby is the national sport of New Zealand. 212. The Netherlands is known as the country of tulips. 213. The city of London has one of the oldest subway systems in the world. 214. The Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia is so flat, it is used to calibrate satellites. 215. In South Korea, the 14th of every month is celebrated as a sort of Valentine's Day. 216. In Peru, ceviche is a traditional dish made with fish marinated in lime. 217. In Mexico, cacao has a rich history and was considered sacred by the Mayans and Aztecs. 218. New Zealand is home to the largest number of penguin species in the world. 219. In Switzerland, the Cheese Day is celebrated in the Emmental region. 220. In Cuba, baseball is the national sport. 221. In Hawaii, an annual festival is held in honor of volcanoes. 222. The city of Istanbul in Turkey was once known as Byzantium and later as Constantinople. 223. In Belgium, the Tintin comic is an important cultural symbol. 224. Germany has the most famous beer festival in the world, Oktoberfest. 225. In Thailand, the Thai New Year is celebrated in April and is called Songkran. 226. The Thai alphabet is one of the most complicated, with 44 consonants and 15 vowels. 227. Japan is known for its bullet trains, some of the fastest in the world. 228. In Canada, the city of Quebec celebrates the world's largest winter carnival. 229. Iceland was formed by volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. 230. The Gobi Desert in Mongolia is one of the coldest deserts in the world. 231. In the Kalahari Desert in Africa, unique animal species live. 232. In India, the Ganges River is considered sacred. 233. Thailand has golden temples with gold decorations on nearly every wall. 234. Russia is the country that produces the most diamonds in the world. 235. Spain is the largest producer of olive oil in the world. 236. In the United Kingdom, it is customary to drink tea in the afternoon. 237. In some Scandinavian countries, the sauna is part of daily life. 238. Brazil is famous for football and has won the World Cup 5 times. 239. In France, each region is famous for different types of cheeses. 240. Most of the world's cacao comes from West Africa. 241. Turkey is home to the famous evil eye, considered a protective amulet. 242. In Sweden, the Midsummer Festival celebrates the summer solstice. 243. St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican is the largest church in the world. 244. In Scotland, the Hogmanay Festival is celebrated to welcome the new year. 245. Iceland relies heavily on geothermal energy. 246. Nepal is home to 8 of the 10 highest mountains in the world. 247. The Mekong River in Asia crosses 6 countries. 248. The city of Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates, has the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. 249. In Paris, the Musée d'Orsay houses a vast collection of Impressionist art. 250. Indonesia is the country with the most islands, with over 17,000. 251. The Grand Canyon in the United States has a depth of up to 800 meters. 252. In China, the Lantern Festival marks the end of the Lunar New Year celebrations. 253. In the Vatican, the official language is Latin. 254. In Denmark, babies often sleep outdoors in strollers, even in winter. 255. The Amazon River has the greatest water volume of any river in the world. 256. In Scotland, Highland Games are held, including log throwing. 257. The Quechua language is an indigenous language spoken in several South American countries. 258. Madagascar is known for its unique population of lemurs. 259. In Australia, the Adelaide Arts Festival is one of the largest festivals in the Southern Hemisphere. Why do we yawn? Believe it or not, yawning helps cool down our brain. When we are tired or bored, our brain can overheat, and the act of yawning introduces fresh air to regulate it. It could also be a way to keep us alert during moments of fatigue. Why do we get goosebumps? It's a reflex inherited from our ancestors that help them stay warm. When the tiny muscles around hair follicles contract, the hair stands up, trapping more air near the skin, creating an insulating layer. In animals, it also made them appear larger in front of predators. Why do we cry when cutting onions? Onions contain an enzyme that, when cut, releases a compound called propanethyl oxide. This compound irritates the eyes, and the tear glands produce tears to protect and cleanse them. It is a natural defense mechanism. What causes cramps? Muscle cramps can be caused by dehydration, an imbalance of minerals like potassium, calcium, or magnesium, or by excessive strain on the muscle. When this happens, the muscle fibers contract involuntarily and fail to relax, causing the characteristic pain. Why is the sky blue? Sunlight, although it appears white, up of all the colors of the rainbow. When sunlight enters the atmosphere, air molecules scatter shorter wavelengths of color, like blue, more efficiently. This makes the sky appear blue during the day. How do dolphins sleep? Dolphins have a brain divided into two hemispheres. While one hemisphere sleeps, the other stays active to control essential functions like breathing and staying alert for potential dangers. This allows them to rest without stopping movement or surfacing for air. Why are flamingos pink? Flamingos are born gray, but their diet rich in carotenoids found in the crustaceans and algae they eat dyes their feathers pink. Without this diet, their feathers would remain pale or white. How do migratory birds find their way? Migratory birds use multiple methods for orientation, such as the Earth's magnetic field, the position of the sun and stars, and even geographical landmarks. Some can also detect specific odors to recognize familiar routes. Why don't airplanes fall from the sky? Airplanes stay in the air thanks to the lift force generated by the airflow over their wings, which have a special shape called an airfoil. In addition, engines provide thrust, and controls allow the pilot to adjust the flight safely. What is electricity? It is the flow of electrons through a conductive material. These electrons move due to a difference in electric potential, such as in a battery or generator, creating energy that we can use to power devices. Why do magnets attract certain metals? Magnets align the electrons into materials like iron, creating a magnetic field. This generates a force that attracts metal objects toward the magnet. The strength of the field depends on the composition of the material. Why are electric cars silent? Electric cars do not have an internal combustion engine, which is the main source of noise in traditional cars. Instead, they use electric motors that operate much more quietly and efficiently. Why do wristwatches turn to the right? This was based on sundials in the northern hemisphere, where the shadow moved clockwise. When mechanical clocks were designed, this movement was adopted as the standard. Why do we wear wedding rings on the fourth finger? In ancient times, it was believed that a vein, known as the vena amoris, directly connected this finger to the heart. Although this is not anatomically correct, the tradition persists as a symbol of love and commitment. Why do cats purr? Cats purr to express pleasure, but also as a self-healing mechanism. The vibrations they generate when purring can help reduce pain, improve healing, and strengthen their bones. How did surnames originate? In the past, surnames were created to identify people based on their profession, Smith, place of origin, Del Rio, or physical characteristics, Blanco. This made it easier to distinguish individuals in growing communities. Why doesn't the moon fall to Earth? Earth's gravity constantly pulls on the moon, but its orbital speed generates a centrifugal force that keeps it balanced, preventing it from colliding with Earth. What happens inside a black hole? It's still a mystery, but it is believed that inside a black hole, matter is compressed infinitely into a point called singularity, where the known laws of physics cease to apply. Why do stars twinkle? Turbulence in Earth's atmosphere bends the light from stars as it travels toward us, creating the twinkling effect we see from the surface. How do rainbows form? Sunlight breaks apart when passing through water droplets in the atmosphere. This causes the light to refract, reflect, and scatter, forming a spectrum of colors in the shape of an arc. Why did Pluto stop being a planet? In 2060, the International Astronomical Union redefined what constitutes a planet. Pluto did not meet one of the criteria. It has not cleared its orbit of other objects. How many universes could exist? The multiverse theory suggests that there could be infinite parallel universes, each with its own physical laws and unique characteristics. However, this remains a hypothesis. How cold is the temperature in space? In deep space, the temperature can reach 270 degrees, very close to absolute zero, where particle movement almost stops. What causes a supernova? A supernova occurs when a massive star exhausts its nuclear fuel and collapses under its own gravity. This generates a gigantic explosion that releases enormous amounts of energy. Why is Mars red? The surface of Mars contains iron oxide, similar to the rust we see on Earth, which gives it its characteristic reddish color. How are stars born? Stars form in giant clouds of gas and dust called nebulae. When a region of the nebula collapses due to gravity, the process of nuclear fusion begins, giving birth to a star. What is dark matter? Dark matter is an invisible form of matter that does not emit light or energy, but its existence is inferred from its gravitational effects on galaxies and galaxy clusters. Why do comets have tails? When a comet approaches the sun, the heat vaporizes its icy surface, releasing gas and dust that form a bright tail that always points away from the sun. Why do fingers wrinkle in water? It is an evolutionary response. The skin on the fingers wrinkles to provide better grip on wet surfaces, helping our ancestors to gather food or move safely. Why does bread go hard and cake go soft? This happens due to the redistribution of moisture. In bread, the loss of water makes it hard, while in cakes, sugar absorbs moisture from the air, making them soft. Which country has the most time zones? France leads with 5 time zones due to its numerous overseas territories spread across the globe. Why do zebras have stripes? The stripes of zebras help confuse predators and regulate their body temperature by creating air currents around their skin. How do mirages work? Mirages are optical illusions caused by the refraction of light in air layers with different temperatures. This makes objects appear distorted or displaced. Why do we feel butterflies in our stomach? It is a response from the sympathetic nervous system, which redirects blood from the stomach to the muscles, preparing us to face stressful or emotional situations. What is the oldest language still spoken? Tamil, which is over 2,000 years old, remains a living language spoken by millions in southern India and Sri Lanka. Why do calendars have weeks of 7 days? The number 7 comes from ancient civilizations that associated it with visible celestial bodies, the sun, the moon, and 5 planets. What causes airplanes to leave white contrails? Contrails form when the hot gases from the engines react with the cold air, causing the water vapor to condense and form ice crystals. Why are Swiss watches famous? Swiss watches are renowned for their precision, innovation, and tradition. They set quality standards that made them famous worldwide. What is the Mandela effect? It is a phenomenon where a group of people remembers an event differently from how it actually happened. It is believed to be related to failures in collective memory. How do X-rays work? X-rays are high-energy electromagnetic waves that penetrate the soft tissue of the body, but not the bones, creating images that doctors can analyze. Why are white helmets used in construction? The white color reflects the sun's heat and improves the visibility of workers, enhancing safety on construction sites. How was the microwave invented? The microwave was accidentally invented when a scientist noticed a chocolate bar melting in his pocket while working with radar waves. This led to the development of the first microwave oven. Why do koalas sleep so much? Koalas have a diet of eucalyptus leaves, which are low in nutrients and hard to digest. Sleeping a lot helps them conserve energy while processing this food. What causes a volcano to erupt? The accumulation of pressure from magma, gases, and steam inside the earth can cause an explosion, releasing lava and ash to the surface. Why is the ocean salty? The ocean became salty due to the erosion of land rocks that released minerals such as sodium and chlorine, which were carried to the sea by rivers. How does a kaleidoscope work? A kaleidoscope uses mirrors placed at specific angles to reflect color fragments. These reflections create fascinating symmetrical patterns that change when the tube is rotated. Why do chameleons change color? Chameleons change color to communicate, regulate their body temperature, and camouflage. They do this by manipulating special cells in their skin, called chromatophores. What is the placebo effect? The placebo effect occurs when a person improves their health simply because they believe a treatment will be effective, even though the treatment has no real healing properties. Why do bats hang upside down? Bats cannot support their weight while resting with their feet. Hanging upside down allows them to take off quickly in case of danger. What causes the phenomenon of the northern lights? The northern lights occur when charged particles from the sun collide with gases in the Earth's atmosphere. These interactions produce colorful lights that dance across the skyway. How do dogs see compared to humans? While dogs do not see colors as vividly as humans, they can distinguish shades of blue and yellow. However, their night vision is much better due to a reflective layer in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum. They also detect motion with great accuracy, giving them an advantage as hunters. Why can't penguins fly? Penguins evolved to be excellent swimmers rather than flyers. Their wings transformed into flippers for propulsion underwater, allowing them to reach high speeds and maneuver easily while hunting fish, their main food source. This adaptive change was key to their survival in marine environments. How do bees communicate? Bees communicate through a dance known as the waggle dance. With specific movements, they indicate to other bees the direction, distance, and quality of a food source. They also use pheromones to alert the hive of dangers or changes in the environment. Why do turtles live so long? Turtles have a very slow metabolism, meaning they burn energy at a low rate, reducing cellular damage over time. They also have highly effective cellular repair mechanisms and a strong immune system that protects them from diseases. Their peaceful lifestyle also contributes to their longevity. Why do we get gray hair as we age? As we age, melanocytes, cells that produce pigment in hair follicles, decrease their activity. This leads to the loss of pigment in the hair, causing it to turn gray or white over time. Why do some people have different colored eyes? This condition, called heterochromia, can be genetic or caused by injuries or diseases. It results from variations in the amount of melanin in each eye. Why does sugar give us quick energy? Sugar is a simple carbohydrate that the body breaks down rapidly into glucose. The glucose enters the bloodstream and is used as an immediate source of energy. What is hiccups and why does it happen? Hiccups are involuntary contractions of the diaphragm, followed by a sudden closure of the vocal cords that produces the characteristic hissy sound. It can be caused by eating too quickly, drinking carbonated beverages, or irritation of the phrenic nerve. Why do we sweat when we're nervous? When we're nervous, the sympathetic nervous system activates sweat glands. This sweat, known as cold sweat, is mainly produced in the palms, collages of the feet, and armpits. Why do trees lose their leaves in the fall? This helps trees conserve energy and water during the winter, when conditions are not favorable for photosynthesis. Why do kangaroos jump instead of walk? Jumping is an efficient way to cover long distance, allowing kangaroos to move quickly across large areas with less energy expenditure. How do plants breathe underwater? Aquatic plants take in oxygen from the water through small pores, called stomata, and adapted roots. Why do snails have shells? Shells protect snails from predators, harsh weather conditions, and dehydration. How do bears hibernate? During hibernation, bears slow their heart rate and metabolism to conserve energy. They survive by using the fat reserves they built up during the summer and fall months. How do solar panels work? Solar panels convert sunlight into electricity using photovoltaic cells that generate electrical current by absorbing light photons. Why do airplanes fly faster at high altitudes? At higher altitudes, the air is less dense, which reduces resistance and allows airplanes to travel faster and consume less fuel. How does GPS work? GPS uses a network of satellites that send signals to the user's receiver. The receiver calculates its exact location by triangulating these signals. Why do batteries lose charge over time? The internal chemical reactions that generate electricity degrade with use and time, reducing the battery's capacity. What makes robots think? Robots don't think like humans, but they use algorithms, sensors, and programming to process information and perform specific tasks. How does a laser work? A laser works by amplifying light through the stimulation of atoms or molecules in a special material. When these atoms are excited, they release photons that align in the same direction, creating a focused and coherent beam of light. Lasers are used in medicine, communications, industry, and entertainment. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence, AI, is a technology that enables machines to simulate human abilities, such as learning, reasoning, and decision-making. It is based on algorithms and large amounts of data to train systems that can solve complex problems, from diagnosing diseases to driving autonomous vehicles. How do helicopters fly? Helicopters use a main rotor that spins rapidly to generate lift. This rotor tilts its blades to move the aircraft in different directions. A smaller rotor on the tail counteracts the torque from the main rotor, keeping the helicopter stable in the air. Why do magnets attract certain materials? Magnets generate a magnetic field that aligns the magnetic domains in materials like iron, nickel, and cobalt. This alignment causes an attractive force, allowing metallic objects to be drawn toward the magnet. Other materials, like plastic, aren't affected because they don't have these properties. What is fiber optics, and what is it used for? Fiber optics is a thin material made of glass or plastic that transmits light signals instead of electricity. This allows data to travel at high speeds with less quality losses, making it essential in modern telecommunications, from high-speed internet to television networks. Why do we say "bless you" when someone sneezes? This custom is believed to have originated in ancient times to protect people from evil spirits or illnesses associated with sneezing. What does the expression "knock on wood" mean? It comes from ancient beliefs that touching wood would invoke protection from spirits or bring good luck. Why do some words have different meanings depending on the country? Language evolves with local cultures, giving rise to linguistic variations and regional idioms. How did emojis originate? Emojis were created in Japan in the 1990s as a quick and visual way to express emotions in text messages. Why is space dark if the sun is so bright? In space, there is no atmosphere to scatter sunlight as on Earth, so the sky appears black. How are planets formed? Planets form from disks of gas and dust orbiting young stars. The particles gradually clump together to form larger bodies. What is a light year? A light year is the distance that light travels in 1 year, approximately 9.46 trillion kilometers. Why are Saturn's rings visible? They are made up of ice, rock, and dust that reflect sunlight, causing them to shine brightly. How do we know the age of stars? Astronomers study their chemical composition, brightness, and position on the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram to estimate their age. Why do we wear watches on the left wrist? This practice began with soldiers to make it easier to access the watch while handling weapons or performing other tasks. Why does bread have holes? The holes are caused by the carbon dioxide released during the fermentation process by the yeast. How were glasses invented? Glasses were invented in Italy during the 13th century to help people with weak vision read. Why do coins have edges? Originally, the edges were designed to prevent coins from being shaved down to steal valuable metal. What causes paper to change color over time? Exposure to oxygen and light degrades the cellulose in paper, causing it to yellow. Why do bones strengthen with exercise? Exercise, especially impact exercise, stimulates bone tissue formation. The forces applied during physical activity cause osteoblasts, bone-forming cells, to increase their activity, strengthening bones over time. Why does our heart beat faster when we're scared? This is a response from the sympathetic nervous system. When we feel fear, our body releases adrenaline, which speeds up the heart rate to deliver more oxygen and energy to the muscles, preparing us to fight or flee. What are endorphins? Endorphins are neurotransmitters that the brain releases in response to pleasure or pain. They act as natural pain relievers, helping us feel good and reducing stress. Why are some people allergic? Allergies occur when the immune system mistakenly identifies a harmless substance, such as pollen, as a threat, and releases histamines, causing symptoms like sneezing and itching. Why does our skin age? Over time, the body produces less collagen and elastin, proteins that help keep the skin firm and elastic. Additionally, factors like sun exposure and genetics speed up this process. Did you know that the term Internet was first used in 1974? We all know that the Internet is an essential part of our lives, but the first time the word was mentioned was in 1974. At that time, the term Internet was used to describe a global network of interconnected computer systems. What was then a novelty at the end of the 20th century became a revolutionary technology that changed the world. Today, billions of people are connected online, and the Internet has become not only a communication tool, but also a key platform for business, and education. Can you imagine that on Mercury, a year is shorter than a day? On Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun, time passes in a completely different way than on Earth. A Mercury year, meaning a complete revolution around the Sun, takes only 88 Earth days. However, a day on Mercury, meaning a complete rotation on its axis, takes 176 Earth days. This means that on Mercury, a day is twice as long as a year. Imagine what it would be like to live on a planet where sunrise and sunset are separated by entire months. This incredible fact makes Mercury one of the strangest planets in our solar system. Did you know that scorpions can glow in the dark if exposed to ultraviolet light? Scorpions begin to glow a bright blue-green color due to a substance in their exoskeleton that reacts to ultraviolet light. Scientists still debate why scorpions have this ability. It is possible that it helps them hide from predators or serves as a signal for other scorpions. Whatever the purpose, it is one of the most surprising phenomena of nature. Can you imagine that fungi are closer to animals than to plants? Although it may seem incredible, fungi share a common ancestor with animals that lived more than 1 billion years ago. Unlike plants, fungi are heterotrophs, which means they cannot produce their own food through photosynthesis. Instead, they absorb nutrients from organic matter, just as animals do. This makes fungi a unique life form, situated between the plant and animal kingdoms. Fungi are nature's recyclers, decomposing dead matter and returning nutrients to the environment. There is a tree in Madagascar that walks, the baobab. Madagascar is known for its baobabs, whose roots can move several meters in search of water. Although the tree itself does not move, its root system grows in the direction of moisture sources, crossing vast stretches of land. This unique capacity allows the baobab to survive during periods of drought and become more resistant. In the atmosphere of Saturn, methane converts into carbon, which then crystallizes into diamonds. These diamond droplets can reach several meters in size, and as they fall from great heights, they transform into graphite. So, on Saturn, you can witness a rain of precious stones. At even greater depths and under high pressure, these diamonds turn back into carbon. The mere idea of this phenomenon is impressive and difficult to comprehend. Believe it or not, sunlight takes 8 minutes to reach Earth. The sunlight we see every day actually began its journey from the sun 8 minutes ago. This is because the speed of light is approximately 300,000 kilometers per second, and the distance from the sun to the Earth is about 150 million kilometers. So every time you look at the sun, you are seeing its past. This fascinating time delay is one of the most interesting phenomena in cosmic physics. Would you like to visit the most isolated island in the world? Tristan da Cunha is the largest inhabited island and the most remote in the world. Located in the South Atlantic, it is about 2,400 kilometers from the nearest continent. The island is home to approximately 260 people, most of whom are descendants of British settlers and shipwreck survivors. Tristan da Cunha has no airports, hotels, or restaurants. The only way to get there is by boat. On a 6-day trip from South Africa. What if I told you that your body contains enough iron to make a nail? The human body contains between 3 and 4 grams of this essential mineral. It may not seem like much, but it is enough to make a small nail. Iron plays a crucial role in the body, helping produce hemoglobin, which carries oxygen throughout the body. Without this vital element, many bodily processes could not function. Now that you know this fact, you can impress your friends by saying that you carry a real iron nail inside you. Hard to believe, but polar bears have black skin under their white fur. The fur of a polar bear may appear white, but underneath, their skin is actually black. This is not just a natural curiosity, but an important adaptation that helps polar bears absorb more heat from the sun and stay warm in the freezing Arctic climate. It is like wearing a natural sunsuit that helps them survive in one of the harshest climates on the planet. Sleeping with one eye open, like dolphins and birds, helps them stay vigilant. Some animals, such as dolphins and many birds, have the incredible ability to sleep with one eye open. This phenomenon is called unihemispheric sleep, where one half of the brain sleeps, while the other remains active to monitor the environment. This helps animals stay alert and avoid dangers such as predators. For example, dolphins can sleep while staying on the surface of the water and continue breathing. Birds can rest during flight or while perched on a branch, remaining vigilant. This amazing adaptation shows how nature has developed incredible survival mechanisms under the most challenging conditions. Coca-Cola and its secret ingredients. The name Coca-Cola comes from 2 of its original ingredients, coca leaves and cola nuts, which were used to give the soft drink its characteristic taste and effects. Coca leaves provided a mild stimulant, while cola nuts added caffeine. Today, the exact formula of Coca-Cola remains a closely guarded secret. Despite changes in the recipe, its creation and branding continue to fascinate people around the world. Your odds of winning the lottery are extremely low. How likely do you think it is to win the lottery? Believe it or not, you are more likely to die on your way to buying a lottery ticket than to win the jackpot. Statistically, your chances of winning are so low that you are more likely to suffer an unfortunate accident. This does not mean you should not play, but perhaps it is worth remembering that the real luck lies in simply getting home safely. If you decide to try your luck, be careful. Sometimes the road to your dream is more dangerous than it seems. Did you know the word laser is an acronym? We are all familiar with the word laser, but it is actually an acronym that stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. This describes a complex process in which energy is focused to create a powerful beam of light. Lasers are used in a wide range of fields, from medicine to scientific research and entertainment. They are an integral part of modern technology, but few people realize that the word laser hides an amazing process behind it. Did you know wild bananas are full of seeds? Most people think of bananas as sweet and mown fruits, but wild bananas are very different. They are full of large seeds, making them difficult to eat. The bananas we enjoy today are the result of human selection, which has made the seeds almost invisible. Without human intervention, bananas would be a completely different fruit and far less pleasant to eat. Did you know the King of Sweden has almost no power? Contrary to popular belief, the King of Sweden is not an active political leader. His role is purely symbolic and limited mainly to ceremonial functions. Sweden is a constitutional monarchy where political power resides in parliament and the prime minister. However, the king plays an important role in the cultural and social life of the country, representing Sweden on the international stage and attending official events. Interestingly, the Swedish royal family is considered one of the most popular and respected in the world, despite their minimal political influence. Believe it or not, octopuses have 3 hearts and 9 brains. Octopuses are not only extraordinarily intelligent, but also have a unique anatomy. They have 3 hearts that pump blue blood and 9 brains, 1 ventral brain and 8 mini brains in each tentacle. These mini brains allow each tentacle to move independently, almost as if they have their own will. Scientists consider octopuses one of the most mysterious creatures on Earth due to their incredible uniqueness. Why did Venice's famous bridge almost sink? The Rialto Bridge, the oldest and most recognizable bridge in Venice, began sinking shortly after its construction in the 18th century. Venice itself is prone to constant flooding, so the bridge has gradually sunk over time. Engineers have performed numerous restoration projects to preserve it, but Venice still faces the threat of collapse. The Rialto Bridge reminds us of the fragility of this magnificent city. It is hard to believe, but the Hercules beetle can lift 850 times its own weight. This incredible insect lives up to its powerful name. The Hercules beetle can lift loads 850 times heavier than its own weight. With such astonishing strength, it is no wonder that this beetle symbolizes nature's impressive achievements in strength. The Hercules beetle is a true powerhouse in the insect world, proving that even the smallest creatures can perform extraordinary feats. Antarctica is the largest desert in the world. Despite all its snow and ice, Antarctica is actually the largest desert in the world. The defining characteristic of a desert is low precipitation, and Antarctica receives very little moisture. The average annual precipitation in some parts of the continent is comparable to that of the Sahara. This makes Antarctica a true ice desert, where endless ice fields stretch out instead of dunes of scorching sand. This fact shows that deserts can be both wet and freezing, proving that nature always has surprises in store. What would you think if I told you that space smells like burning meat? It may sound strange, but astronauts who have returned from space claim that the space environment has a characteristic smell reminiscent of burnt meat or metal after welding. This occurs due to complex chemical reactions at the molecular level in a vacuum. While space itself cannot transport odors, the smell becomes noticeable when astronauts return to their spacecraft. Why ostriches can't walk backward? Despite their powerful legs, ostriches have a surprising limitation. They cannot walk backward. Their joints and muscles are designed in a way that prevents reverse movement. However, these birds compensate for this by being excellent runners, capable of reaching speeds of up to 70 km/h, allowing them to escape danger quickly. Giraffe spots are as unique as fingerprints. Giraffes are not only majestic, but also have a remarkable characteristic. Their spot patterns are as unique as human fingerprints. No two giraffes have the same pattern, making them truly one of a kind. Besides their aesthetic appeal, these spots help giraffes regulate body temperature and recognize each other within their groups. The next time you see a giraffe, remember that its hues are as unique as your fingerprints. Greenland shark, the longest living marine creature in the world. Believe it or not, Greenland sharks can live up to 1,500 years, making them some of the longest living vertebrates on the planet. Scientists have determined their age by studying the lenses of their eyes, which accumulate layers over time, similar to tree rings. Some of these sharks were born before the Renaissance, showcasing how fascinating and little explored the underwater world is. Imagine, the oldest sharks could have been swimming when the first pyramids were being built. Why Mauna Kea is 10 times taller than Everest. Mauna Kea in Hawaii is not just a volcano, but an enormous structure that extends deep below the ocean surface. Its section above water measures over 1,000 meters, but its underwater slopes make its total height over 10,000 meters from base to summit. Although much of it is hidden underwater, Mauna Kea is one of the tallest mountains on Earth. Each cat has a unique nose print. Just as humans have unique fingerprints, cats have their own distinctive nose prints. Each cat's nose has a unique pattern that can be used to identify them, much like fingerprints for humans. This special feature makes every cat's nose entirely unique and adds a touch of individuality to their charm. So if you have a feline friend, know that their nose is as unique as their personality. An infinite chocolate bar. Illusion or reality. The illusion of an infinite chocolate bar is a clever geometric trick that creates the impression that a chocolate bar can regenerate infinitely. This ingenious visual illusion tricks our brain into believing in magical mathematics. Unfortunately, this trick doesn't work with real chocolate bars, but it would be a dream come true if it did. Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. This renowned university was founded in the 12th century, long before the Aztecs began building their great empire. In the 14th century, Oxford University has witnessed the rise and fall of entire civilizations and survived numerous historical eras. This centuries-old institution remains a beacon of knowledge and culture, attracting students from around the world. Imagine, when European cities were just starting to develop, Oxford was already a center of learning that has endured wars, border changes, and revolutions. Did you know there is a complex system of canals beneath Amsterdam? In addition to its famous surface canals, Amsterdam has an extensive network of underground canals built as early as the 15th century. This sophisticated sewage system not only keeps the city's canals clean, but also prevents flooding. True to tradition, Amsterdam carries out annual inspections to maintain these ancient canals and keep the city afloat. Blood type O is the most common in the world. Blood type O is the most prevalent globally, with approximately 38% of the population having this blood type. It is not only the most common, but also one of the most valuable for transfusions due to its universal compatibility. Type O blood can be donated to anyone with a positive blood type, making it vital in medical emergencies. If you have type O blood, you possess a very valuable resource that could save many lives. Imagine a shoe as big as a car. In 2015, an Indian shoe company created the world's largest shoe, measuring 6.4 meters long and almost 3 meters high. This gigantic shoe is equivalent to a U-size 2090, made of leather, rubber, and foam. It's hard to imagine anyone wearing it, but it's undoubtedly an impressive feat that broke records. Can you believe Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined? Yes, it's true. Approximately 60% of the planet's freshwater lakes are found in Canada, ranging from small crystal-clear ponds to vast lakes like Lake Superior. This abundance makes Canada a paradise for nature lovers, water sports enthusiasts, and fishermen. If you're planning a trip, don't forget to include a visit to one of these breathtaking natural wonders. Why are towers in the desert so tall? In places like the United Arab Emirates, modern towers are built tall, not just for aesthetics, but also to combat heat. At higher altitudes, temperatures are cooler, which helps save on cooling costs. Additionally, tall buildings provide maximum shade to surrounding areas, creating a corridor of coolness in the middle of the desert. This design is an ingenious solution to extreme climates. Can you believe it? Cows have best friends. Cows are not just valuable farm animals, but also highly social creatures with complex emotional lives. They form strong bonds with other cows, and separation from their best friends can cause them stress. They often graze and rest together, communicating through unique vocalizations. These social connections reveal that cows are more than milk producers. They have emotional worlds that deserve recognition. Why do snails bury themselves in the ground? The snails we often see after rain don't bury themselves for fun. This behavior helps them survive extreme conditions. When it's too hot or dry, snails create a special mucus plug to retain moisture and bury themselves to escape harsh weather. This process, called estivation, is like summer hibernation and allows snails to endure dry periods. How would you react if you knew that in Japan, they build paper buildings? In Japan, innovative buildings made from recycled paper are being developed for temporary structures like pavilions and exhibition centers. The paper walls are treated with special substances to make them resistant to rain and fire. This is a prime example of how modern technology enables the construction of eco-friendly buildings that are easy to dismantle and recycle, minimizing environmental impact. Did you know that only 1/10 of an iceberg's mass is visible? When we see an iceberg, it might look like a massive block of ice, but 90% of its volume is hidden underwater. This happens because ice is less dense than seawater, causing most of it to remain submerged. This hidden bulk is why icebergs are so dangerous for ships. Their true size is much larger than what's visible. It's hard to believe, but in the numbers 1 to 1,000, there is no A. It's true. If you count from 1 to 99, the letter A doesn't appear in any of those numbers. It only shows up in the word thousand. This fun observation highlights the quirks of the English language and how unexpected patterns can hide in plain sight. These small details give us a new perspective on the familiar. Messages in bottles can travel for years. Sometimes bottles with messages tossed into the sea float for years before washing ashore. The longest recorded journey of a message in a bottle lasted about 133 years, during which the bottle traveled thousands of miles. These random journeys have inspired countless stories, and even in the digital age, people still send messages this way, hoping to connect with future generations. Why do chickens peck their food on the ground? When chickens find food, they often peck it against the ground. This behavior, called hammering, helps them break food into smaller, easier-to-eat pieces. Their strong beaks act as tools for cracking seeds and other hard foods. Many birds do this, but chickens do it with special enthusiasm, enabling them to extract more nutrients from their meals. The next time you see a chicken pecking, remember, it's using its own kitchen tools. Why do people love to talk about themselves? Studies show that people spend about 6% of their conversation time talking about themselves, but on social media, this percentage rises to 80%. People enjoy sharing their thoughts, experiences, and personal stories, especially in the age of social networks, which provide platforms for self-expression. and connection. This fact sheds light on human nature, the innate desire for communication and recognition. Why do cats really purr? We often think cats only purr when they're happy, but they also use purring as a self-healing mechanism. The sound frequency of around 25 Hz helps cats heal bones and tissues more quickly. This biological trait not only relaxes them, but also promotes their health. So when your cat purrs, it's not just showing contentment, it's also taking care of its well-being. Did you know the smallest horse in the world weighs less than a dog? Thumbelina, the world's smallest horse, stands only 43 centimeters tall and weighs 26 kilos. Born in 2001 with a genetic condition called dwarfism, she may be small, but she has a big heart. Thumbelina works as a therapy horse, spreading joy to children and the elderly alike. Why can flamingos stand on one leg for hours? Flamingos tuck one leg under their bodies to conserve energy and maintain body heat. This position also reduces muscle fatigue. Scientists have even discovered that flamingos can sleep while standing on one leg without losing their balance. Can you imagine standing on one leg for hours? These birds are true masters of balance and relaxation. It's hard to believe, but there are trees that walk in the Amazon. A palm tree known as Socratea exorisa, or the walking palm tree, can move small distances over several years to find better growing conditions. Its roots gradually shift, causing the tree to move toward light, while it's not actual walking. This ability makes the palm unique in the plant kingdom. Did you know giraffes hardly sleep? Giraffes are masters of napping. These majestic creatures need only about 1 hour and 9 minutes of sleep per day, and they divide this time into brief moments of rest. This incredible adaptation shows how resourceful nature can be. Imagine how productive humans could be if we only needed 2 hours of sleep a day. Can you imagine eagles symbolizing philosophical power? Eagles often represent strength, determination, and honor. This majestic bird symbolizes control and authority. Its powerful gaze reflects leadership qualities, inspiring people to view the eagle as a symbol of thought and action. Philosophers have used the eagle to illustrate the power of intellect and decisive leadership. The longest earthquake lasted 10 minutes. In 1960, Chile experienced the longest earthquake ever recorded, lasting an incredible 10 minutes. This seismic event, caused by massive geological forces, triggered tsunamis and reshaped the landscape. It profoundly influenced our understanding of tectonic activity and highlighted the dynamic power of our planet. This event reminds us that Earth's surface is in constant motion. Your skin is home to more microbes than there are humans on Earth. The skin microbiome, an ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms, contains more life than there are people on the planet. While the thought of billions of microbes living on your skin may seem unsettling, they play a crucial role in protecting your body. These microbes help maintain skin health, fight infections, and balance your body's ecosystem. Next time you cleanse, remember that your skin houses an army of snake protectors. The most venomous snake in the world lives in Australia. The inland taipan, also known as the fierce snake, holds the title of the most venomous creature on the planet. Its venom is potent enough to kill more than 100 people with a single bite. Despite its deadly reputation, the inland taipan is a shy and elusive snake that avoids humans. It inhabits remote parts of Australia, where it hunts small mammals with incredible speed and precision. If you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Thank you for making it this far. See you in the next video.